Support WrestleTalk!
Order a t-shirt.
Last Sunday, the wrestling world was stunned when Asuka's 2-year-plus undefeated streak came to an end as Charlotte made her tap out to the figure 8 and retain her SmackDown Live Women's Championship. It was a surprise to most of the WrestleMania viewers, as we'd all been conditioned to expect Asuka to win and continue her winning ways. When she relinquished the NXT Women's Championship undefeated, the rumor and innuendo was they kept the streak intact so she could win a main roster title still without a single loss. There were even rumors that she would remain undefeated and face a similarly lossless Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania 35. And yet there we were, 914 days after her debut win, staring at a losing Asuka as Charlotte Flair stood tall. It must have all been for something, right? I mean, they wouldn't have spent all this time, nearly 1,000 days, building up an undefeated streak for zero reason whatsoever, right? Well, Asuka wasn't featured on the Raw after WrestleMania, and the streak ending was barely mentioned. And on SmackDown Live, where Charlotte rules the roost, the streak wasn't brought up so the Queen could talk about how magical the match was. These are her exact words. "I know it was WrestleMania, but there was something different that night. It was special. It was magical." So the question is, who am I going to make magic with next? This didn't bring out Asuka, this brought out Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. So you tapped out the seemingly unbeatable Asuka, a woman who has been unbeaten for over 2 years, and all you could talk about is magic and fairy dust? Bollocks, mate, I don't care about your pixie garbage. Tell me how you beat the streak. Promote it, make it seem worthwhile. Make it seem like you did something no one could have imagined, because guess what? We didn't think it was gonna happen. Not only that, but after the Iconics laid waste to Charlotte, Carmella cashed in her Money in the Bank contract and won the SmackDown Women's Championship. So yeah, that happened. In my review of SmackDown Live, I said I enjoyed that segment, and that does remain true. It was a genuine surprise and a great moment, but there's a bigger picture surrounding it, as I mentioned in the Wrestle Ramble review. All this work to build up Asuka's streak and shock win for Charlotte was for naught. Nothing happened. We could get a character change from Asuka, either a more humble or more ruthless destroyer, but her victor has learned and earned nothing. Compare that to Brock Lesnar breaking Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania. The night after he won, Paul Heyman cut the now famous promo where he called Lesnar the 1 in 21-1. For weeks and weeks and months, Heyman wouldn't shut up about the win. It became part of Lesnar's character. It made beating the streak seem even more historic than it already was. Charlotte, on the other hand, wants to talk about wizards or some How this loss will affect Asuka is still to be seen, because she wasn't on TV despite her 914-day undefeated streak coming to an end. But the fact that the WWE writers didn't use it to fuel Charlotte's promo or character on SmackDown is truly baffling. It makes the stream seem like it was nothing. At WrestleMania, Charlotte tapping out Asuka seemed epic, but 48 hours later it was treated like another day at the office. If that's how you're going to present it, what was the point of doing it in the first place? Why should I care about future streaks? You did this one for 2.5 years, and you don't even care about it. The current rumor is that Charlotte will face Ronda Rousey in the main event, the actual main event of WrestleMania 35. So perhaps WWE gave her the Asuka win to kickstart that. But then she lost the title on SmackDown a couple of days later, so that's hardly building her character with all guns blazing. One has to hope that something will come from all the hard work that Triple H and the rest of the NXT team put into Asuka's undefeated streak. Because if it doesn't, it will have all been for nothing and a waste of everyone's time. We've got other opinion-based videos here on WrestleTalk, so click the images on screen right now for more awesome wrestling content.